Shalom, this is Sophia, Spiritualite, the American Mariam, and we're here for a energy reading. This is actually with a different deck. This is what I'm calling a shadow reading, and this is specifically for our people, the Hebrew Israelite nation. And everyone knows that there's things that we need to do to get ourselves together. So I did this reading to help bring some of those things to light so that we can address them as a nation and look for them individually within ourselves and sort of, start the process of healing this stuff so that we can move forward. Until we heal, we are not going anywhere. So let's just get into it. Of course, this is using, like I said, a different kind of deck. This deck is called the Tarot of Shadows. And the thing about this deck is it has a special numbering system. So all of the cards don't actually line up with cards on the tarot spiral. And so, but I'll let you know which ones do. This first card that's in the middle is number 41 and it's Holy Water. This card correlates with the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is actually my card. It is in the third decan of Virgo. So it's in the same slice. 8, 9, and 10 of Cups, Page and King of Cups, and the Hermit card. So it says, holy water is water that has been blessed by a cleric for the purpose of spiritual use. The ceremonial use of water, which is a natural symbol of purification, was typical of many pagan cults. The law of Moses prescribed the sprinkling of sacrifice with water. The use of holy water in Christianity dates back to the 2nd century. Initially, it was sprinkled upon the congregation during the Sunday Mass, but eventually it became a part of all rites of consecration. Right? So the card means defense, protection, tranquility, trust, a happy occasion, good health, freedom from unwanted feelings and memories, purification. So in our current state, we are being purified. And I think that's a really good sign about the spiritual work that we have been doing for ourselves and for our people. We are in a position of being purified. That's our current state of balance. Okay, so we're going to start with the light side first. Give you guys the good news up front. And that's going to be the side that has Tobias and the Demon, card 47, card 39, the Centaur and Chiron, and card 40, the Inventors of Evil. So we're going to start with the card in the middle, which is the Centaur Chiron. That's card 39. All right, so Centaur Chiron, son of Osinid, Philyra, and Cronus, or Saturn, was notable throughout Greek mythology for his youth nurturing skills. Chiron was born half horse, half human, as he was sired by Cronos when he had taken the form of a horse and impregnated the nymph Philyra. Therefore, Chiron, the very first centaur, had an upper body of a human and a lower body of a horse. Due to his noble origin, Chiron was markedly different from other centaurs, which he was not a relative to, in appearance and character. In several of his representations, his front legs are human rather than equine, wise and fair, benevolent. He was known as an expert in medicine, divination, and the arts, particularly music. He was a tutor and mentor of many ancient Greek heroes, including Aristeas, Theseus, Asclepius, Jason, Telamon, Phyllus, Ajax, Phoenix, Patroclus, and Achilles. Chiron married to Chariclo, a mortal woman who gave him 2 daughters, Indida, mother of Pelus and grandmother of Achilles, and Hippo or Okir, mother of Melanippe. Little Achilles was in the hands of Chiron and his wife when his father Pelus left with the Argonauts in a quest for the Golden Fleece. Chiron had his home in a cave on Mount Pylon where he passed on his knowledge and skills to beloved students. He spoke to them about the properties of ores and metals and herbs. Okay, I'm not going to read all of this. The card the card meaning that they give to it is a black sheep, misunderstanding, estrangement, absorbed in thought, master, mentor, learning and teaching, competence, a versatile personality, multiple charisma, An unintended blow, carelessness, cause and effect, new approaches, innovation, and unusual qualities. And so, being that that is our light side is, you know, when I read about this centaur Chiron, he was very, very wise, and he didn't let his appearance hold him back from, being the wise person that he was. And like it says, a versatile personality. Our light side, what makes us unique and special to the Most High, is that we are versatile. We are both the black sheep and absorbed in thought, but we're still versatile with and charismatic. And so we'll get some more information on how our light side expresses itself. That's how we're going to look to next, and that's the card on top. That's number 47. That's how our light side expresses itself. But our light side is our versatility, our black sheep, the fact that we're misunderstood. You know, our innovation, our unusual qualities, the strangeness of our salvation is our light side. Okay, so the next card we have Tobias and the Demon. That's number 47, which I'm not going to read all of because I can see that it's pretty long, but we'll give y'all the beginning. Okay, the book of Tobit is part of the Bible belonging to the Deuterocanonical books of the Old Testament. Although its author is not known, the origin can be traced back to the last 2 centuries BE. The book of Tobit tells the story of Tobit, a righteous Israelite, his son Tobias, and a Hebrew woman, Sarah, who lived in Media. All right, so we're not going to read all of this. It's very long. But this is a sign. Go and read this. Our light side is going to express itself as this story of Tobias and the demon. So the card means communication, creation, recovery, overcoming difficulties, hope, determination, strong faith, righteousness, unusual solutions, and reward. So our light side, our strangeness of our salvation, is going to express itself as communication, as creation, as our strong faith, as our righteousness. And so, we have to make sure that we're always walking in that righteousness, and we keep our faith, and we look and we communicate. We cannot just, what I see with a lot of people is that they know stuff, but they don't want to talk to anybody anymore because people have in the past rejected what they've said. Now is a different time. It could be that people will get information from you and they won't reject it. So don't audit your blessing, your light side, your angels are going to come to you through your ability to communicate. So do not give up on the 2/3 or, Negroes doing crazy stuff. It is possible that now they are open to this stuff. So just think about ways you can talk to people about stuff without being so overly righteous about it. Try to speak the life into somebody. That's what I've been doing with my daily, the daily cursings too, the daily plagues of the day, and also with the daily blessings, is that I was attempting to speak life into my people, to the children of light. And so we have to take that as something that is going to show us how to. So even if you don't want to talk to them about what you're researching or what you're studying, just bless that person, especially if it's a person that has your energy. And even if the person doesn't have energy like you can be blessed by blessing someone else. And so using your words, your very powerful words, to create blessings will create blessings for yourself and will come back to you in the form of blessings. And so that is how our light side is going to express itself. Our strangeness, our unusualness, our, multiple nations being basically put together in this whole Chiron sort of centaur format is literally going to express itself as our ability to communicate and use our words to speak life. All right, so for our advice for balancing our light side, We have card 40, which is inventors of evil. And that card does not have a regular arcana that it's affiliated with. So it says, in the demonic hierarchy, the inventors of evil and their leader Belial assumed a privileged position. A number of Hebrew scholars translate Belial as worthless. Belial appears a number of times in the Hebrew Bible to denote worthless people, ideas, or deeds. Belial is a vital part of the eternal conflict between the spirits of light and darkness. The Dead Sea Scrolls describe him as the prince of darkness. You made Belial for the pit, angel of enmity and darkness in his domain. His counsel is to bring about wickedness and guilt. All the spirits of his lot are angels of destruction. They walk in the laws of darkness. Towards it only goes their desires. Right? And so this card means dexterity, excitement, falsehood, deception, eloquence, trading, persuasion, cynicism, a cunning person. So the way to balance out your light side is to not try to persuade someone to your thoughts. The inventors of evil want you to convince somebody that you are the people, that people shouldn't be engaging in certain stuff. And people, the inventors of evil want you to condemn people with your voice. Your strong suit as one of the Hebrew Israelite nation is your ability to communicate. Use that ability to speak life. Don't use that ability to criticize Negroes about what they're doing, why they're doing it, just to be snooty and snotty and, oh, I'm the person, or even how you interact with Edomites. Don't use your words to unnecessarily create hatred towards the Edomites or any other nation, because that's what the inventors of evil want you to do. Be cunning, be deceptive, speak falsehoods. It is not true that Hebrew Israelites are not humans like that's not true. We are all created. Everything in the universe is created by the Creator, including the Edomites, including the Gentiles. They were also created by the Creator. We are all made in the image of the Creator. We have a different position in our image, but that does not make us not created in the image of the Creator, and that does not make them not created in the image of the Creator. We are all created in the image of the Creator. Now, there are people who engage in wicked activities. Do not use your words to bless those people. Do not give your energy to people who are cursing you. But that goes for Negro or Edomite alike. Nobody who is cursing you should you use your words to bless them. So you have to be very careful with your powerful words. That is how you bless out. That is how you balance out your light side. You bless those who need to be blessed, and you plague those who need to be plagued. You do not give your light to darkness. And that's what it means by do not cast your pearls among swine. Not that you are supposed to hide stuff from people and exclude people. It means that you are supposed to bless those who need to be blessed and plague those who need to be plagued. It's very simple. But if you, I won't say that. Let's just say, bless those who need to be blessed, plague those who need to be plagued. And we'll use the term plague instead of curse, because really all you're doing is calling the plague onto their life so that they will change their ways and come back into the light. They will come back into the fold. That is the purpose of plaguing American. Not so that she stays plagued, but so that she will turn from her ways back to the Most High and come back into alignment with the energy that is emanating out of the Most High and from the universe. That's what we want for American, for her to turn her act around and get right. Not so that she just continues to be, terrible. You'll be plagued until you come back into the light. And that's how it is for us. All right, so let's look at our dark side. So on our shadow side, The card that we have to indicate our shadow side is the Black Mass. And that is the major arcana card of 21. And 21 is the world card. 21 is the world card. Right. Okay. A Black Mass is a ritual in which the traditional Latin Mass is parodied as a means to worship the devil. Although its descriptions vary, most sources agree that it includes some form of sexual routine. It is usually celebrated during the witches' Sabbath. Let's read this. There's no single Black Mass ritual. A defrocked clergyman can conduct the service dressed in a black robe, surrounded by inverted crosses, goat heads, and other magical symbols. Montague Summers offers a colorful description in the history of witchcraft and demonology. The Mass is said upon a broken and desecrated altar in some ruined or deserted church where owls hoot and moat and bats flit through the crumbling windows, where toads spit their venom upon the sacred stone. The priest must make his way thither, late, attended only by an acolyte of impure and evil life. At the first stroke of 11, he begins the liturgy of hell, is mumbled backwards. The canon said with a mow and sneer, he ends just as midnight tolls. Black masses were performed for various purposes: the death of enemies, to catch thieves, etc. This card means a crisis imminent: squabbles, quarrels, rigidity, seclusion, loneliness, snobbery, conservatism, dogmatism, fanaticism, roughness, and idolatry. So our shadow side as a nation comes out when we isolate ourselves. When we say, I am better than someone else because I have this lineage, I am this. We idolize ourselves and our bloodline. When we just literally exclude ourselves and say, I'm not going to associate with those people are different from me. And I just said that. And that we have the confirmation. That is how so everybody who is isolating themselves as if you are better than someone else because you're a Hebrew Israelite or whatever, you are giving into the dark side. You are essentially putting yourself in a Black Mass ritual. You are conducting a Black Mass for yourself. Especially if you're more concerned about the holy days than you are concerned about how someone feels about the Most High, then you are getting it wrong. This is why a long time ago I said, I'm just going to celebrate all the holidays. I'll celebrate, all of them. They all have significance to the Most High because He is the creator. He created everything. He didn't just create Hebrew holy days. So yeah, I'll celebrate Passover, Day of Atonement, all of that. And I'll celebrate Christmas and Easter and whatever. And I don't care how they took it over and changed it and all of that. It's because the Most High finds value in it. And we have had a lot of very significant things happen on holy days. Another calendar we can look at is the Muslim calendar. They just had their end of Ramadan. That happened on the new moon at the same time as the eclipse. So there's obviously something there in their calendar too. We can't just count anybody's stuff. What we should do is include it. Again, as I mentioned before in one of my videos, it's a time for us to reflect and also to think of our ancestors, and it gives us another opportunity to repent, get our absolution, and reconsecrate ourselves, which consecration is with the holy water. So we have a confirmation that, we are being consecrated. There's another word for that. I can't think of it right now, but or rededicate ourselves to the Most High. So when you don't do that, you're engaging in this whole Black Mass ritual for yourself by saying, I'm better than this person, I'm better than that person, their holidays are wrong, my holidays are right, their calendars are wrong, their calendars are right. The Most High made all of them. Good, bad, right, wrong, black, white, green. Most High made all of it. And all of it is here for our use and our embetterment if you use it. But if you isolate yourself and you have petty arguments with Negroes, and it's not just arguing with Negroes out of your mouth. It's also disagreeing. Oh, I disagree with this Negro. I disagree with that Negro. You know what I mean? What I have started doing is, instead of disagreeing with somebody, I observe. And then I figure out if that's something, like I recently came to the conclusion that some people give information that is here to present me with the option of darkness. And it's not that it's a dark thing, it's to present me the opportunity so that I am able to choose the light. I can see that what they're presenting to me is not, it's not relevant to me. A lot of people are doing videos and stuff. Information is not relevant to me, but it gives me the opportunity to be able to see the light even clearer by looking at the way that they are presenting information that for me is in my shadow side. It's not relevant to me as a part of my faith in the way that I'm walking. So it gives me an opportunity to juxtapose it against the light side. So you need the shadow in order to greater and better understand the light. All right. So the next card, how does your shadow side manifest itself in your life? And that card is Job, which is 48. And that card correlates with the 3 of Cups. All right. Let's see what it says about Job. We do know about Job, right? All right, let's just read the end. Because everybody knows the story of Job. Go read the Testament of Job. It's very important. The story of Job stands as an ample paradigm that God sends sufferings not as punishment, but as means of spiritual awakening. It is an issue of piety and resistance against evil temptation. The card means falsely accused, slander, alienation, chagrin, grief, unreliable friend, separation, fall from grace, or test of faith. So our shadow side manifests itself as a test of our faith, as a test of a fall from grace. This is basically exactly what I was saying. You know, like I was just saying, when I see that people are presenting information that's out of sync with what the Spirit is giving me, it gives me an opportunity to say, now I have learned my lesson. I do not take what information somebody says that's out of sync with what I'm doing and say that their information is right and my information is wrong. What I do is, like I just said, I say that they are presenting me information to help me better see the light. It's not that the information is wrong, or it's not that the information is untimely. The time is for a test of faith for me to see if I'm going to give into what they're presenting and go along with what's going on with them in their walk with the Most High, or if I'm going to continue on my walk, take their information as a sign that or a reflection of what is happening, as opposed to just looking at the information and saying that's information that is accurate but irrelevant to me right now. That whole concept of accurate but irrelevant is basically where I am putting shadow right now. It's not that the shadow is bad. It is accurate, but it's irrelevant to me right now. And so when it becomes relevant, I will come back to it and integrate it in. But right now, it's not stuff that I'm studying. It's not information that's useful to me. So I just say, again, accurate but irrelevant. And that's where we have to be able to do. We have to be able to look at certain information with the Gentiles, with the Edomites, with the other brothers and sisters, stuff that they're doing, and we say, you know what they're doing is right for them. They have, groups or whatever they're doing that is really good for them. It is accurate, but it's irrelevant to me because on my walk, I've got a different thing that I have to accomplish. And when it's time for me to get into the fold with them again, I will get back into the fold. But right now, I'm looking at information that is accurate but irrelevant. Okay, so the last card we have 2 more cards. The last card in the spread, though, is the advice for balancing your shadow side. And the advice for balancing your shadow side is voodoo ritual. And that correlates with the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands is in the Lover's slice. It is Gemini energy. Ten of Wands. All right. So, a voodoo ritual is a black magic technique used to punish or eliminate enemies. In most cases, it triggers deadly diseases or suicide attempts. And let's read this. A sorcerer often threatens his opponents prior to performing a voodoo ritual in order to ignite fear in them, weaken their reflexes, and thus make them easier prey to evil spells. Lancelin believes that the cause of death of the Duke of Orleans, son of Louis Philippe, was precisely this rite. The events have, and it talks about this particular event, right? And how he did it. Hold on, let me see if there's some more information there on this. So basically it talks about in this voodoo ritual that you make a clay doll and then you basically give the name of the victim and then you basically kill it. And so it talks in this little book about how this this thing works. So the card means a potential accident, negative effects, suppression of one's will, bingo, moral or physical violence, elimination, negativity, pressure, oppression, obsessive behavior, failure, desiring excessive control of other people's lives, victimization, heart problems. Man, that is how you balance your shadow side. You do not do these things. You do not suppress someone else's will. Just because somebody is black, they're American, they're whatever, if they don't want to follow the feast days, you can't make them follow the feast days because maybe that's not for them. And by oppressing people and putting pressure on people, to me, our shadow side exclusively has to deal with how we handle the knowledge of being a Hebrew Israelite. How are you handling that knowledge? Are you handling it with grace? Are you trying to integrate that into the rest of your life? Or are you setting yourself apart in a way that sets yourself on a pedestal as if you are God? Everybody is a creation of the Creator, period. Every creation is a creation of the Creator. Everything. The Creator made it all. The Most High God, Mother and Father created everything. They did not just create Negroes and say that we are, now, again, just because everyone was created doesn't mean everyone has the same purpose. Yes, indeed, our people do have a different purpose, which can be seen over and over and over again in the Bible. We have a different purpose, but that different purpose does not mean that we are better than someone else. We are simply different, and our purpose, our mission is different. We will sit here with a different set of skills. That does not make us better or worse than anyone else. And as long as you hold on to that in your mind, that I am better than someone else because I'm a Hebrew Israelite, that is going to be your downfall. And you can see that that is what is going to cause you to be in your shadow side. You want to take that information and don't feel bad that a lot of people have done this. They have, found out who they were, found out their true history, all of that. And then all of a sudden they started saying, well, I am better than this person. That was a setup by the inventors of evil. They set it up like that. That was a trap. The Hebrew mind virus was a trap that was set up so that as soon as you found out you were the people from the book, you would immediately think yourself as superior. That is what the fake Jews do. Why do you want to be like them? If you know that they're not the people, why are you proceeding to act exactly like them? Does that make any sense? Like, I don't think people really think through this stuff. They got their own special this, their own special that. They got to do this, they got to do that. They put the hats on and, all of this stuff. Why would you want to be like that? If that's the way you're not supposed to be, why would you want to be like that? I don't think people have really thought this through. What they're doing is not right. The way that they do stuff that they do, not all of them, but some of them is not right. So why would you want to do what they're doing when it's not right? Why not integrate yourself into, the Most High sent us out into all of these nations so that we would be the light. We would bear the light and the love of the Christ and of the Sophia. That's what we were sent out into these nations to do. So if as soon as you find out, quote unquote, who you are, and the first thing you do is start being like the nations you were sent into, that's not the answer. That's not the answer. And so that is our dark side as a nation. This whole concept of suppressing someone's will. And as you suppress someone, that's how you balance your shadow side. You do your best not to interfere with someone's free will. Everyone's free will is their own. We cannot interfere with that. We must allow people to have their own free will. We must. This is why you give them the blessing and the curse. If they mean well for you, be blessed. And if they mean ill for you, be cursed. And you walk on, like Yahweh Shai said. You dust the sand off your feet and you keep on pushing. That's what you do. If they do not welcome you in, you give them the blessing and the curse and you keep moving along. You don't get drowned in this knowledge and isolate yourself in. I'm better than this person. You don't do that. That is what our major problem is as a nation. That has come out in our reading. You can't deny it. So nobody can say that they don't know what shadow they need to work out. They need to work on integrating themselves back into society and stop separating yourself. Put your energy into what you want to see happen. Don't withdraw your energy. I'm waiting for the Most High. I'm waiting for the brothers to come down. I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting for that. No, you need to get out into your community and use your energy. Harvest energy and bring it into you to make you more powerful. Put your energy out to make people better. That's what we need to be doing. Communication is our rise and our fall. And if you're not communicating, if you're not integrating yourself into your community, you're no better than these preppers. You're no better than these preppers if you think that you don't have to prepare or do anything because the Most High is going to save you. You're just as bad as the preppers. You're prepping, quote unquote, spiritual gifts. What you need to do is integrate. Let's work on integrating back into society and teaching people about our culture, and teaching people the truth. How is anybody going to know the truth if you don't teach them? Ooh, powerful. How's anybody going to know the truth if you don't teach them? You have to teach them that you are the people. And when the people know, they'll reject these books. It'll be like, no. Those Negroes are the people because I talked to one and they gave me, in a very respectful and nice way, they told me the truth about their people, which I'd never heard before. And that's how you use your communication to get people on your side. Not to, I see an Edomite in the street and the first thing I do is wag my finger at them. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. You don't want to do that. And so I encourage people. Oh, we have one more card. And this was the card that was at the bottom of the deck. I'm sorry. As you can see, it's the Grace card. And this is card 19. And this is just like a final energy, something that we need to think about. All right. So, and card 19 is the sun. All right. And so it says the Arcana embraces the interaction between the moon, the sun, and the earth. Its image points to the solar eclipse, which we just had, that occurs when the moon appears between the observer on the earth and the sun. There are 3 types of solar eclipse: partial, annular, and total. I won't read about the eclipse because we just had one. How does the solar eclipse connect to the realm of magic? Let us consider the issue astrologically. A solar eclipse always occurs during the new moon. The new moon, or the dark moon, when the moon is not visible in the sky, is a mysterious time. The black hole that appears in its place is viewed as an entrance to another world where impending events are generated. At this stage, there are no constraints, no predefined plans. That is the moment when an individual has a choice whether to shift focus to something new and let go of his or her old self, or to continue with the same habits and conviction as in previous lunar cycles. But if a person remains the same internally, it will be very difficult to change the external circumstances of his or her life. So this card means escaping stagnation, illumination, effectiveness, spiritual victory, opportunities, elimination of negative behavior, and freedom from old habits. Again, this is just confirmation. The eclipse that just came loosed our change. It set us free. We just had an eclipse. We have been doing a lot of spiritual work and the chains have been loosed. Now it is up to you to decide moving forward what you're going to do with this freedom. Because you could take this freedom and go right back into being the old Negro, Hebrew Negro you just were, and keep running the Hebrew mind virus. Or you can say, I am going to take my good news and sprinkle it on the world like holy water. I'm going to sprinkle it all around. And I'm going to let everybody know the good news that we are all made in the image of the Creator and that I am here to help push you to the next level that you're supposed to be. Remember, if other entities ascend, we are also able to ascend. By allowing the world to remain at such a low vibration, nobody is going anywhere. The only way to go somewhere is to ascend. We're at the bottom. We can't go any further down. We need to raise up. And we cannot raise up the vibration, the frequency of this planet unless we all raise. All the entities, red, white, yellow, green, purple, orange, blue. And you raise by telling the truth. You don't raise up by keeping the truth to yourself, discussing with other Negroes the truth, always, talking to people who agree with you when you say stuff. That doesn't raise the vibration. What raises the vibration is taking in other people's knowledge, putting it against your knowledge, saying in your mind, that's accurate, but it's irrelevant to me right now. But I'm going to hold on to that because it may become relevant to me in the future. And not downgrading your brother and your sister, but taking their information and integrating it in to you as a person. Either as the darkness, meaning it is reflecting a side that you're not working on right now, or into the light, which is a side that you are working on right now. And only you can decide that. Nobody can tell that for you. And you do that through communication. Communication is what is going to bring us out of this situation, balancing our ability to communicate. We have got to start talking to other people, to whoever. We have got to start talking. We have got to start speaking the blessings on people or giving them the plagues. We must do it. That is what's going to bring us out of this. And I gave everyone a couple weeks of good examples of how to do this. Go back to my page, look at my videos, my little short videos where I give the blessing, the plague of the day, and then the blessing. I did this. You have an example. Nobody can say that they don't know it. And this is how the Most High sets it up. He gave the example. He laid it all out there. All you have to do, again, is go out, see what I did, see how to formulate it, do it for yourself. So one thing I do now is whenever I'm around kids, I bless them. I always bless the kids. I tell them to be blessed, have a good day. I'm always blessing the kids. Because the kids, they're not at adulthood. They have the opportunity to be in their light side or in their shadow side. And so by blessing them, I'm hoping that I am negating or influencing their shadow side to diminish. And that's the very least you can do is bless children. Red, white, yellow, green, blue, orange. And tell them the truth about who they are, who we are. If you're talking to Edomite children or Gentile children, tell them the truth. The truth is what is going to bring us out of this situation. When we vibrate on the vibration of the truth, we will all be released from this prison that we're in. I'm going to be released regardless because that is my purpose. And that is my goal. And so I'm not trying to make my life easier on this planet. What I'm trying to do is make the lives of others easier. I'm trying to negate the shadow. I'm trying to down the shadow so that when they come in, they don't have this shadow thing to deal with. That's what my goal is. Everybody's goal is different. Pick something, a purpose for yourself. Consult with your angelic team, and your ascended masters, your guides, your orders that are in the upright, your higher self, and figure out what that thing is. And I will also say this before I end this: you are going to need spiritual work done by other people. I do not understand why people think that other people doing their spiritual work is bad, and that it's not worth investing in. But I will tell you, the only reason I'm at this point right now is because I invested in someone else doing spiritual work for me. And I will personally continue to invest in other people doing spiritual work for me. Meaning I will have other people do readings for me. I will have other people do cleanses for me. I will have other people do all kinds of spiritual work for me. Because, especially if they are on my same vibration. And the reason for that is that I do not have access to every single spirit. I have access, but I don't have a relationship with every single spirit. I want somebody who has a relationship with certain spirits to do things for me. Why would that be? Well, if the person already has a relationship with that spirit and I don't have a relationship with that spirit, then why wouldn't I get them to do the thing for me? So a good example of this, for me, everyone knows I have a good relationship with Sophia, with wisdom. That's my name. I took her name, okay? I took her name before I even knew what was what. I took her name. And so if people want more wisdom in their life and how to approach, how to think about things, they will come to me because I have an extremely close relationship with Sophia and, Diana, wisdom and abundance, creating light, just light bearing. If people want to bring more light into their life, that's what you would come to me for, right? I specialize in light. I specialize in wisdom, right? There's another reader out there. Her name is Mommy Omega. She specializes in, I would say, healing. She works with a lot of the entities that do healing. She works with a lot of the entities that are like gatekeepers. So I needed a gate open for me that I could feel. I needed a healing that I could not do for myself. So she had a thing for a healing ritual, and I was like, I'm going to put my money into it because whatever entity she's working with, I don't have access to that particular. Now it's all the mother and the father, but they have a bunch of different ways that they operate. I don't have a relationship, a known relationship with the entities that she works with. And so I wanted her, and her specialization being that that's what she works with, to do a healing for me. And I thought that was only right because she has access to that. Now, if somebody wants, again, my thing is light, bringing light, bearing light, wisdom, that enlightenment. You come to me for enlightenment. You will go to another, or like Shavi Zane, her specialization is in like physical reality. So if you need to figure out where you are in this physical reality, that's who you will go to. Or the brother Fernando Prudhomme. If you wanted to know an esoteric understanding of where you are, you will go to him for an esoteric reading. Even Sister Pat's daughter, Slim. You would go to Slim's Tarot if you wanted to have a very clear understanding of the three-dimensional reality or the reality that you're in, which is not the same as Shavi Zane. They're different. Every reader is different. And so it's just that you, just like a doctor, Holy Father, this is it. All of us are specialists. Just like you would go to a doctor for teeth if you have teeth problems. If you're having problems in this reality, First you may need to go to a general person like me. I'm a general practitioner, right? Light is very general. You would come to me for light and wisdom and to expound on what maybe the general problems are, right? That's I'm a general person. I can get into specifics, but I try not to. That's not my specialization. My specialization is overall energy reading. Then, once you know what the problem is, you would seek out a reader who is into that specific area that you need help with. And then you would go to them for a healing or reading or whatever. That's what this is. This is the unveiling of how our actual celestial healing work is done. You go to a general practitioner, and from the general practitioner, you go to more and more specific people who work with more and more specific entities so that you are able to diagnose your problem spiritually so that you can resolve the issue. And sometimes it is, like for me, I just needed somebody else to do a healing ritual for me. Well, first somebody did a protection ritual for me, which really helped. A friend of mine paid for that for me. And then I spent my own money and got a healing ritual. So this is how this type of stuff works. So as much as y'all trust the medical system out there for your health, you need to be trusting these readers out here for your spiritual health. This is what this is. This is what spiritual healing and spiritual health will look like. Which I have told y'all before when I was talking about people having their charts. This is why you need to have your chart. And another thing is, if anybody got a chart from me and they want to get the subtle energies, they've gone through their chart and they're really familiar with the major entities, and they're ready to get the subtle energies like Vulcan, Selena, Lilith, Aries, those things, they want to go to the next level, just contact me and I'll redo your chart with the subtle energies. Because I am now getting into the subtle energies, and I find that they are, I already did your chart. It's just a matter of, updating it. I don't have a problem with that. So just send me a message and I'll update your chart once you're ready for subtle energies. But if I had given all that stuff to you in the beginning, it wouldn't have made any sense, which is why I'm just now getting into subtle energies. And the subtle energies have something to tell us too. So just contact me if I've done your chart and you want your subtle energies. I'll give that to you. I just update your chart. And so that's what I do. I'm a general practitioner. You come to me, you get your general overall health reading, you go and you dig into the information that I gave you, then you go to a specialist and say, okay, I want to work on this, I want to work on that, I want to work on this. Some things, especially when it comes to light, bearing, wisdom, purpose, mission, I can work with you on that. Business stuff, I can work with you on that. But other stuff, healings, specific entities or whatever, you may have to go to the person that specializes in that. And that's how this thing is going to work with us moving forward. We have to, and even myself, doctors have to go to doctors. The physician can heal yourself, but sometimes you have to go to someone too. And so look at it from that perspective. All of your spiritual healing cannot come from one person. You have to get multiple, just like you would get a second opinion from a doctor, you got to get a second opinion from a spiritual reader. And that's what, for me, looking at other tarot readers has given me a very powerful second opinion on the energies that I'm seeing. I'm seeing other readers talk about it. I know that it's true. It's a second opinion. So, I guess that was for the real message I need to get out. So, to the spirits who are here with us, if you want a reading like this, last thing, you can go to my website and just select the tarot reading. And then when I contact you, you can tell me you want, this is the kind of reading that you want. It is on my website. Shadow reading specifically isn't there, but I do have tarot readings on my website. You just pick that and you tell me you want a shadow reading, and we'll put it together for you. So to the spirits who are here with us, or email me, of course, I'll respond to you. To the spirits who are here with us, you're invited to go in peace. To my beloved viewers, you're invited to be at peace. And always remember, the Most High is your peace. Shalom.